there's not a lot of moral victories out there, but just to compete the way that you guys did with 3 guys down tonight, just what did you maybe like about sticking around in this game and making it as well as it was?
Being new to this group, my key messaging to everybody was like you have to look forward, to playing from behind. It's the NBA, stuff's gonna happen. At times you can find yourself in unfortunate positions, but I just think it's very important that, if we want to be, a playoff caliber team or a championship caliber team, we gotta, really embrace, being down. And I think we did a good job of that in that third quarter. And there's no excuses in this league. It doesn't matter who's out there. We all lace them up and try to go out there and compete for the same shit.
Big thing in that third quarter was that 2-3 zone. Just what did you see defensively for this group, and why was it so successful for you?
It has potential. I think we communicated well. We forced them into taking tougher shots. I think we fouled a little bit too much. We gave a couple offensive rebounds, but zone in this league is just really just a deterrent, than anything.
Off that first question, what do you learn maybe about new teammates in situations like this where there's going to be combinations that, of course, haven't played together yet? I know it's only the third game, but literally you may not see that group of 4 or 5 again for weeks. So, what do you kind of learn from your teammates in these situations?
So the depth that we have and how versatile we are. We got guys that can play different positions, and it's important. Just positionless basketball. Especially when you got somebody like Giannis who can play 1 through 5 basically. So he just puts guys in good positions, and it's a matter of just figuring out what works the best.
This Cavs team is obviously a team that plays that double big lineups. They have big wings. They're going to be physical defensively. I think Giannis got fouled 11 times tonight. Plenty more not called. Just for him to take on that physical beating kind of every night to keep you in the game. Just what do you maybe learned about him as a teammate? I know obviously you were on the other side of it at times, but now seeing him do it.
It's how resilient he is, man. It's tough doing that, 82 games out the year, you know what I mean? And, he takes a beating for sure, but he also does a great job of taking care of his body and, taking care of his mind. That's huge in this game. So, he does a lot of the hard work, for us and whatnot. Makes life pretty easy now. It's just up to us as a teammates to deliver.
What kind of steps have you seen Ryan take? I know it's 3 games, but it's a very short amount of time. He started a handful of games last year. The situation a little different now. Those reps and those minutes you're seeing, have you seen growth from him just from Washington to tonight?
Yeah, no, I'm actually really proud of him, man, for real. He's taken on a lot of responsibility, one at a young age and very young part of his career. But, we worked out a little bit together in Dallas, had some conversations. He's coming off a shoulder surgery, So he really didn't have much of the offseason, much to, get his game as right as he would have liked to probably. So I think a lot's being thrown at him really fast, but he's doing a really good job of handling it. I still think he definitely has a lot to learn. There's room for growth, but, that's anybody in this league. So, no, I'm really proud of the way he's handling things, and, I think he's definitely the man for the job.
You come home, you get the Knicks, you get the Warriors. Just your thoughts on this early season test for this group?
This is perfect. Exactly what we want to see. I think again, if for the team that we think we are, these are the challenges that we have to win. I think tonight again was a great test for us. A couple late game execution things that need to be cleaned up, but seeing playoff caliber teams, it's good to get that early test.